Hello there, and welcome back. If you remember seeing my chicharron video, you may remember that I mentioned briefly these new black octagonal symbols that appear on packaging, on virtually every product now, that you buy here in Mexico. There never really used to be any kind of advisory notice on products here in Mexico. You'd have the contents of salt and things on the back, but there was never really any kind of labelling like this, rather like Britain has the traffic light symbols. But before they introduced these octagonal warnings, I think it was 2021, I can't remember exactly, Mexico was the very first country in the world to introduce a sugar tax, and this was in October 2020. And this tax was on sodas and junk food in general. I don't know if it's still in force. I'm sure companies like Coca-Cola must have objected to such a tax. There are 6 of these advisory notices that are obligatory on most packages. As you can see on this bottle of Yaya, we have excess sodium. On a soft drink, excess calories and excess sugars. Other ones are excess saturated fats, trans fats, and also added sweeteners and colorings as an advisory notice for kids, which is rather good. But somehow, some products escape from having to have these labels. Strangely, the biggest bakery in the country, and also in the world, Bimbo, they don't really have to have these octagonal symbols on. I haven't noticed them on the breads that I've had that seem to last for a long time. I should say excess preservatives as well. But others that kind of escape are those, like with the chicharron, the homemade ones. There's no label on that. But I think in some cases they do actually have to have a stick-on label. But it's one of those little inconsistencies that I love about Mexico. That there's labeling, but nobody really checks. In the beginning of putting these labels on, I think they went a little bit too far, a little bit crazy at first. Because I remember buying, I think it was a tub of fruit, it was a kind of snack. And in it was, I think, mango, there was some pineapple, various other fruits. And there was a warning label on it saying, excess sugar. Now, if advisory notices like these octagons are to help with healthy eating, just why would you put one of these advisory notices on something which is naturally with sugar? Not excess sugar, just the natural sugars. Surely that puts people off of buying fresh fruit because they say, oh dear, it's excess sugar. But really, I think the average Mexican kind of ignores these labels. Because I think what people tend to do is that they buy the products that they've always bought, even though now they have the warning labels, and they think, it was okay before. What's the difference now? Here in Mexico, people don't really check labels. Well, as far as I know, the average person doesn't do that, doesn't stand there while they pick up every purchase from the shelf and check all the labeling. I mean, for me, I can't read half the labels, so it also would waste half your time. So just buy it, and the product, you know, you're happy with it. What difference is there? But That's just my viewpoint. Another of those things that the Secretary of Health did here in Mexico was to remove all of those animated characters that used to adorn all of the products that people would buy. Candy bars, snacks, etc. Apparently, the ministry's idea for banning what were such beloved characters that would adorn products was to stop children from eating sugar-laden products, which is a good idea. The only thing is, the products now look rather bland and uninteresting. The thing is, when you buy a can of Coca-Cola or a bottle of Coca-Cola, there's no animated character on the can. Yet, people still buy it. And it's rather laden in sugar after all, isn't it? Here's a fact. The city of San Cristobal de las Casas down in the state of Chiapas has the highest consumption per capita of Coca-Cola in Mexico, if not the world. The average consumption per person is 2 litres. And it's also no wonder that it's the diabetes capital of the country as well. So, maybe they should do something more about Coca-Cola than the Gansito cake bar. So, as I mentioned, the little goose on the Marinella bars of Gansitos has disappeared. Who else has gone? Melvin the elephant. He's disappeared from packets of Cocoa Pops. Tony the tiger has now gone from packets of Frosties, or Zucaritos as they're called here, and Chester the cheetah, from packets of Cheetos. Try saying that in a hurry. He's gone too. But most surprisingly of all, Cornelius, the cockerel, he's gone as well, from packets of cornflakes. What did he ever do? Aren't cornflakes meant to be a healthy product? That's rather odd. Yet, the 3 elves, Snap, Crackle and Pop, are still there on packets of Rice Krispies. Aren't they a sugary cereal? And if you are going to remove every character to stop children buying all these things, wouldn't you do it to all of them? How did Snap, Crackle and Pop escape? Another one, and it's looked on as healthy, is the Quaker on packets of Quaker cereals and bars. He still appears. Yet, you do get quite high quantities of sugar in Quaker products. I don't think they really did their investigation thoroughly. In all, 13 animated characters have been taken away prisoner. They've gone somewhere to an island off the coast of Fiji probably and are enjoying their retirement. But why would you remove an animated character, the Bimbo Bear, from loaves of bread? Wouldn't you want to encourage the eating of bread? That's odd. But then, I don't think Bimbo bread really is that healthy. I think he does actually appear on the 00 bread. Yes, he does. Now I remember, because if you remember my bread videos, the 3 of them, I believe he did appear on that. Yet, Bimbo bread, the 00 especially, is really full of preservatives. Therefore, you should go from all of the loaves, really. But I don't think it really works. It's just something to make lobbyists feel kind of happy about making products seem much healthier. So I think packaging has really become rather boring on snacks and candies and things nowadays. I mean, I always remember when I first got here trying a Marinella Ganzito bar, and they're quite nice. Actually, I'm going to have a look at Marinella's range of cake bars and things in the near future. But I always remember the little goose on the packet of Ganzitos with the slogan "Recuérdame, remember me." He'd been on, or he, I'm not sure, he or she. Anyway, the little goose had been on Ganzito bars since like the 1950s or 60s, in various guises, in modernised along the way, as did the little Osito Bimbo. And yes, yeah, the packets look kind of a little uninteresting. Another character that disappeared is one from a cake bar. I'm not sure. I've never tried it. I remember seeing it, called Nitos. Actually, the full name for this product used to be Negritos, and it had this kind of almost rasta with a big head of hair. What do you call those? Sadly, he disappeared, and the name of the product changed from Negritos, mostly because they wanted to sell it in the United States. Somehow, having a product called Negritos in the United States might not go down quite so well. Thank you all for watching, and see you again soon. Please like and subscribe. It's always appreciated. Thank you now. Bye.